Mr. John.
Hi.
My name is Brianna.
Hi, Brianna.
My question is, there seems to be a sequence of events happening in heaven. In Revelation, it states that the scrolls were opened in a specific order. Is there time in heaven? And if there is, does it work the same way it does here?
No, there's no time in heaven. It is timelessness. This is the space-time creation. Outside of space-time creation, there is no time. God is eternal, and heaven is the dwelling place of God. In fact, I think it probably helps you to think of, when you think about going to heaven forever, and you say, are we going to be looking like saying, wow, I've been here 480 years and I'm not going anywhere? Heaven is, there's not going to be time, because if there was time in heaven, you would have to deal with the fact that you were looking at something that was endless, and even at its best, this could be a little daunting. So the way to understand heaven is timelessness. What it means is, heaven is one moment that never stops. One moment that never stops. There's no sense of passing time at all. So there is no time in heaven. When you read the book of Revelation, starting in chapter 6, in chapter 5, the Lord Jesus comes forward and he takes the scroll out of the hand of the Father. And the scroll represents, like in ancient times, a will and testament. What they would do is somebody would write a will and they would seal it. And they would roll it and seal it and then roll it again and seal it. And in the case of this scroll, it had seals. And when the Lord Jesus took the scroll from the throne and began to unroll the seals, he was unrolling the will of God, which was the title deed to the universe being handed to him. He was the one. You remember it says, who was worthy to unroll the scroll? And no one appeared, and John was sad. And then the lamb that had been slain came out, took the scroll, and began to unroll it. And this is simply a symbolic way of showing that as the Lord, in the time coming known as the Great Tribulation, takes back the universe, there's a series of events that take place. The 6 events are listed as the 6 actions that come out of the rolling, opening of the scroll. And then out of the final scroll, the 7th one, comes 7 trumpets. And each one of them is the next in succession. So the 7th seal encompasses the trumpets, and the 7th trumpet then encompasses the 7 bowls, which are 7 more judgments. And that is all the sequential judgment that flows through the time of the Great Tribulation, from the 6th chapter on through the 18th chapter, and then you have Christ returning in chapter 19. But that is really not in heaven. That is simply a way to roll out the history of events as the Lord himself, during the time of tribulation, brings judgment on the world and takes back the creation, and at the end establishes his kingdom. Okay? Mm-hmm. Good.